Out of the members of the entire Ruto cabinet who have been sent home, fired, which of those members of the cabinet have thanked the president for the opportunity gave them to serve Kenyans? Now, I realize that not all of us may think that that is a very important question to ask. I appreciate that. But the truth is, it is always a very good idea to carefully observe the behavior, the reaction, the next move of people after something happens, and especially after something very major happens. Because you see, all those cabinet secretaries are not the same. There are those who resigned from other lucrative positions to join cabinet. There are also those who had other political ambitions, like to be governor of counties. And indeed they had a very good chance today they'll be governors, who were convinced to give up their dreams to join the Ruto train in 2022. And now they are out in the cold, and tomorrow is very uncertain, because Ruto has to do everything in his power to survive. By the way, one idea I hear people throwing around is that of appointing a genuine Mama Mboga into the Kenyan cabinet. Of course, that is quite a PR stunt, very powerful. But my opinion, even if they do that, it will not work. Because where Kenya has reached is a point of no return. It is too late for any stance to have any hope of working. Anyway, many of these cabinet secretaries had planned ahead for 5 years in cabinet, and now they have barely done 2 and they're out. And this kind of scenario creates an environment that is fertile for betrayal, that is fertile for somebody to turn, and spill the beans and become a whistleblower. On my show today, I want us to focus on one very powerful cabinet secretary who has now fallen, has been fired. Okay? Now I want you to listen to the following audio with an open mind, please. And I'll be back very shortly. Take a listen.
Hii nchi hatuwezi endelea namna hii. Lazima tuchague kama tutarekebisha nchi yetu isiharibike zaidi ya mahali imefika, ama tutakaa na wewe na hiyo mambo yako. Na mimi nataka nikwambie mapema, tutakaa upande wa wananchi na upande wa nchi yetu.
Now, please, tuliza boli. Relax. As far as I know, that audio is fake. It's not real. I suspect that somebody put different audio clips of the voice of Kithure Kindiki together to create that audio that was a TikTok video that you have just listened to. Chris, what is wrong with you? Why play something fake for us? Why play us like that? Why play a fake audio on the channel and get us all excited and get our blood pressures up? Why, Chris? This is serious. Don't laugh. Now, please don't get angry. There is a very good reason why I have played that audio. And it is this. Somebody somewhere who knows something or suspects something put together that audio clip, chose that particular cabinet secretary out of all the others to create that audio clip. They most probably did it for views. However, based on what happened immediately after the Gen Z's demonstrations started in earnest, a lot of it we have been discussing on this channel, and I believe most people have been ignoring. Okay? Based on all that, the utterances in that fake video support a lot of that information. Okay? Meaning that somebody already has that information. Now, I have a simple question for you. Is Professor Kithure Kindiki one of those who are very quick to thank Ruto for appointing them? Is he among that list? And even if he did it a little late in the day, can you please bring me up to speed? Send me that video. Send me that link. It is more than instructive that the man on the other side of this battle that was in cabinet when the Gen Z protests broke, a man called Aden Duale, was very quick. He got onto Twitter immediately after the fact and thanked President Ruto profusely for the opportunity he was given to serve in the cabinet. Remember, it is the same Kithure Kindiki who featured in that very famous viral video predicting what is unfolding right now, although he predicted it happening to the Uhuru administration, the fourth president of Kenya. But he predicted it still very accurately. And now it has unfolded during the Ruto regime. It is the same Kithure Kindiki who was persuaded to give up his dreams of being a governor, to join Ruto in his campaign for the presidency. And he ended up missing the running mate slot to Rigathi Gachagua. I'm sure most of us remember that. And he did not take it well. If I can remind you, he told us that he has completely resigned from politics. Remember that? And understandably so, because the circumstances surrounding his losing the running mate slot to Rigathi Gachagua were crazy. Several elections were held within UDA, which Kithure Kindiki won by a landslide. But Rigathi Gachagua ended up being the choice, possibly because of geographical reasons. Mount Kenya votes Manenos. But then clearly, once again the good professor was persuaded, and he made a major dramatic comeback, appointed to the very powerful docket of Interior. And then some very powerful people surrounding Ruto ended up interfering with his docket, actually took it over, hijacked it to handle the Gen Z protests in a different way from what the professor of law had in mind. This is the same Kithure Kindiki. And now Bwana Kindiki has a major problem, because it is the prediction of most analysts that at some point in the very near future, somebody will have to answer. Somebody will have to take responsibility for the actions of the government against peaceful protesters. The very brutal response, which included the use of live ammunition that has shocked the world, has been featured extensively in great detail in international media houses. At some point in the very near future, the truth will have to come out, and those responsible will have to take responsibility, and face justice. Now, that puts Bwana Kindiki in a very difficult position. Because yes, he was the CS Interior. Yes, he's supposed to be responsible. But you know what happened. And I'm sure we all know, including those of us who have been baying for the blood of Kindiki. Yeah, we all know that real justice is not picking on a scapegoat. Real, true justice is getting to the real culprits. The people, the real actual people who committed the offense. So you can understand how difficult a position Professor Kithure Kindiki finds himself in. And so, I hope you now understand why I could not resist playing that audio clip. That is, as far as I'm concerned, not real. Actually, cutting to the chase, the big question here is, will Professor Kithure Kindiki turn and spill the beans? If he does, it will not be the first time in our history. There is a man that we still celebrate as a real hero of the second liberation. His name? Charles Rubia. Charles Rubia was the very first African, Kenyan, black mayor of Nairobi City. He took over from a Mzungu. Okay? Now, I believe we all understand that it could not have been possible in those days for somebody who was not favored by Jomo Kenyatta's inner circle, the president at that time, Jomo Kenyatta's kitchen cabinet, the Kiambu Mafia. It was impossible in those days that somebody who was not close to government to be allowed to be mayor of Kenya's capital city. Okay? I'm sure we all agree on that one. But there's more about Charles Rubia's earlier years. He was linked to the assassination of Tom Mboya. You know, an assassination is a very big thing. It's a big plot. And there are many people involved in doing many small things, some bigger things. Okay? But Rubia did a few small things, according to some people. That was all in the plan towards the bumping off of this great Kenyan called Tom Mboya. However, in later years, he turned and risked his life, risked everything for a better Kenya, and indeed was one of the fathers, one of the icons of Kenya's second liberation. And there is no doubt that he paid a very high, a very heavy price for what he decided to do for the motherland. And so when he passed on, we all remember him for what he did at the tail end of his life, which is a great lesson for all of us. It is not how you start, it is how you finish the race in this life. In case you want more details on this, I will leave a link in the description area below this video on YouTube, and I'll also include a link towards the tail end of my show today, so that you can get more information on exactly what I'm talking about and the life of this great Kenyan called Charles Rubia. And there are many others. And so, if indeed Kithure Kindiki turns and spills the beans, he will definitely not be the first, and neither will he be the last. Folks, we live in very interesting, super fascinating times, and I am certain the drama that is ahead of us, the pure mind-numbing drama, the high-wire drama that is ahead of us, in this nation called Kenya is going to be a sight to behold. We continue in the season of gifting Chris Kumekucha. I want to thank all of you who have already responded, and those who are yet to respond. You can see the details on your screens right now, repeated in the description area below and also in the comments area. On my part, you can be sure that right now I'm doing a lot of self-reflection. Yeah. All in line with rededicating myself for what I firmly believe is my purpose in serving you. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.